Good evening to you all.
Good evening.
I'm happy to be here, an opportunity to share with you the success story of our own government. High Commissioner of Ghana to the United Kingdom, High Commissioner of Ghana to Canada, Ministers of States, executives of UK, MPP, the clergy, gentlemen and ladies of our country here. Indeed, this evening, you've all spent your time here to know one thing, the facts as we have them in our country. For me, my joy is that in this interaction so far, it's been issues after issues. No opportunity to insult or attack. As part of democracy, when we're entering, we saw some few people also expressing dissent. I said the beauty of it, no attack, we laughed over it, and we are here. But I recall that growing up, my mom was a pupil teacher. My stepdad was a mason and was working with Pomazi Poultry. When I had my admission to St. Augustine's, the problem was how to get to St. Augustine's. It took the contribution of some rich men in an area in Winneba called Low Cost. In Winneba, Low Cost is the area for the upper class. So my friends whose parents were of the upper class informed their parents that one of them has had distinction, but the parent could not afford. I recall my stepdad took a loan from Pomazi, and others contributed to get me there. For 3 years in St. Augustine's, I didn't have a mattress. When I tell the story, people wonder how I survived. I slept on the hardwood. There was no mattress. In final year in St. Augustine's, Pomazi Poultry Business Company had collapsed. My mom was virtually compelled by my stepdad, to add her name to the redeployment list. She was joining 31st December. I recall my stepdad said, no, 31st December, or your Rollins, in Timanko join one. So her name was part of those who were to be sent home and given a package. At the time, it rained heavily. All her money was lost through the garage she took from Biposo. There was no insurance, as you may know. So in final year, I was sent home. And in St. Augustine's, before you are sent home, you are given some 6 lashes. I came back home. Then some teachers intervened. I was asked to go back. Then I heard of Parkway Syndrome's bursary. He had brought this bursary and said, anybody who is able to break his record in government history literature, that person would have that bursary. So it was a competition. And by the grace of God, through that bursary, I finished school. Now I relate this to many of my classmates who had distinction but could not pursue secondary education as a result of their parents being poor. And this brings me to the mighty free SHS policy that has transformed our country, Ghana, and giving opportunity to the many poor children to have access to secondary education. I'm able to confirm on authority that through this policy, our country now has 1.4 million youths in secondary schools, as compared to the 800,000 we came to meet in 2016. Sometimes when such noble policies are introduced, we take the benefit for granted. But you and I know that for you in the UK today, you are getting less calls for support for secondary education because of free SHS. When free SHS was being talked about, we had our friends, the NDC, who were saying it was not possible at all. In fact, they came out with a song saying free SHS was 419. Yeah. As part of the free SHS policy, government has expanded infrastructure in all our secondary schools. I say all our secondary schools. I'm here with the facts. So you can just Google any secondary school of your choice in this country, in our country, Ghana, and find out whether from 2017 to date, we have seen any addition or not. Then you come back to me and say, Honorable, you lied, or Honorable, indeed, you told us the truth. But I say on authority that every secondary school since 2017 has seen an infrastructural development since the inception of the free SHS. We can check it. Now, when we started the free SHS, there were many calls for the introduction of the same policy for our CODVET, the vocational training arm of our training. So government also introduced the TVET education, free TVET as part of the free SHS. Not only that, all the 58 TVET institutions have seen massive, I use the word massive, infrastructural development. Our TVETs were abandoned. No classrooms, no desk, no administration blocks, no equipment, machinery for training. Today, you go to each one of them, and I challenge the adversaries of our government. I challenge those who may disagree, and even challenge those of you who are party people, that to fortify you in your debate, please check, Google any of the NVTIs in Ghana. Just call your village, your community where you know that there's an NVTI there, and ask whether there's any addition by way of infrastructure, so that you can know that this government is not a sleeping government. In my constituency, Ifutu, where we have an NVTI, prior to the introduction of the free NVTI education, we had 300 plus population. Today, the enrollment has shot up to 1,300 plus within a short period, meaning that there were many more at home. Although we introduced free SHS, because NVTI technical education was not free, they were sitting at home. And you know what? That is the population that poses a danger to our security, because they are idle hands. So if you are unable to acquire skills, it becomes a security problem. The robbery goes on, you have a population that is unproductive and becomes a threat to our future. MPP has solved that problem. Apart from this, our friends, when they were in government, introduced what they called day schools. They introduced a day school policy where they were building a certain number of e-blocks. At the time they left office, for all the 8 years that they were in office, they could build only 27. A government as responsible as ours came into office. They don't abandon that policy. Apart from we building new secondary schools, apart from the MPP administration building new secondary schools, we have also completed 34 more of the day schools. That was just a policy, but nothing was done on the ground. We have done that. So it tells you that MPP believes in development and believes that education is one key way of transforming our country. We didn't say it was an NDC thing. And whilst at it, let me also add that we came to meet, you will hear, University of Ghana Medical Center. It's a premier medical facility. Truly, Professor Mose of blessed memory initiated that health project. The phase 1 was commissioned by the NDC before they left office. But the truth of the matter, and if you check, you go to Parliament website and check, the phase 1 that they completed did not make the hospital operational. But they needed a phase 2 to be completed for equipment and medical facilities to be imported and to make it operational. MPP did not say that it was another party in government that initiated it, so it was going to abandon it. President Akufo-Addo came to Parliament through the finance minister to get Parliament to confirm and approve a facility in excess of $240 million to take up the phase 2. Today, I am proud to say that your country also has a premier health facility. We didn't abandon it. Ladies and gentlemen and fellow Ghanaians, let me go to utility tariffs. I'm touching on key social interventions. When we were in opposition between 2013 and 2015, because of the energy crisis, the doomsday that we were experiencing, the NDC government then entered into several agreements, power purchase agreements, to increase power production. As a result of that, electricity tariffs became very expensive. Now, I want you again to Google some of the words of our former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, when Ghanaians asked about the need to reduce electricity tariffs. His words were, the cost of production was very high because we're no more dependent on hydro and we're dependent on other sources to produce electricity. It was expensive. Therefore, the only way was to pass on the cost to Ghanaians. These were his words, not mine. And you can just Google President Mahama electricity tariff. Just Google that, 2015. It will produce the result. And the internet would remind you and give you verbatim quotation of what he said. That they could do nothing at all. We were in opposition then when the only petroleum economists we have, Dr. Amin Adam, who is now our finance minister, challenged them and told them that no, we can do something about it to reduce the tariffs. NDC said no, we couldn't do it. Ghana experienced the first ever electricity tariff reduction under MPP. Abenbi eniwa obaya otu electricity do, because abenbi aba electricity no boyeze. Ghana abenya obaya oma electricity no bokrofom between 18% to 30%. Obi got to prepaid otumukada in the motor prepaid ezim nansa nka na to prepaid da krope na prepaid nasa ye MPP aben no kor ye krope o wo me da abani ye 100%. Yen MPP aben ye ntumukada ya score 100%. Na mbom dem breche ma hu ntumi kan no yezel tutu ampara za na ncheza yekitezi oye. So we experienced the first ever electricity tariff reduction in our republic, in the Fourth Republic, under MPP. And again, I've said this in Parliament, I'm saying it here in Croydon, in a church, that those who disagree may check. And for those who are advocates for the party should also check to fortify themselves in their communication. Again, our fisher folks, yanum pano, aforefo one hawk kase nye de se ehumu twa one yama ogugor one boa osei one album motto or say when you boafo if any be any Ghana okite insurance on na wo yeji on na wo major nukrom keta on na wo pando on wo mena nukrom efutu on wo edina secunde discof shama na zo kaka ho obiara ni ho a owo insurance aban batnado abani fido yenya hwe ma farfo yeneja atanos obeye omampehin no se ozinenyu obohwe afarfo wana hawo nti okobo bosia no okobo ewo Chinese bank a offering CDB Chinese Development Bank CDB bosia no okobo in 2012 a wobo da mobosia no na was we base see landing beach site was ama afarfo yan papa knows yankopon frɛ no kra yan papa mahama obeye omampani yawo parliament ayam do there high commissioner wa ha yawo parliament na mo finance committee yan papa owusankoma no so no wo finance committee NDC one finance minister what friend said tekwe obey us the bibi wo fa ne carpet na be say carpet na se cheden also ni cheden bo se na wo ko boy no or the wo draw down but drawing down when we there we run two into aban really the priorities and in choosing the priorities you know landing beach wo yefim go and check the carpet of that CDB facility into wo yefim na chede landing beach project in it we yefim kra President Akufo-Addo Obey in the first meeting at the House of Chiefs Central Region Nananum was the landing beach assembly to the obi send there omanpeyin mana ebofu egwana na eba azin ebotu ma ye wo zama here Akufo-Addo said he would make sure he gets a facility to construct landing beach for the fisher folks. And there many one can say I am proud to say and for you to check that in Ghana we have 13 landing beach projects ongoing. 13. A cruise where we are commission. Oh yeah, it doesn't. Eko discover Birukodo. Eko Mori, Ibirukodo Mori. Mamukrom Widiba. They are almost done. Eko Senya. Eko Keta. I repeat, Eko Keta. Eko Keta. Boko to the landing beach or Kodo. Eko Jamestown, Boko to. As in when you want, it's Uchima or Yedene or Ye. At the end, a cost won't mean ye, money ye. It is happening. And Kofu P. Akasa there, Fitika Soji go to Winneba Junction. Traffic, none ye show. And then Akufo-Addo, why na talk, na do, na talk, na do. Ebo kwa koto, why ye juman, why highway no for na ye na ye mato. Yen omampeyin Kufuor, oze bibi beya wofre ni school feeding. Yen ni anum wobey, oba beim. When two one fabi anka ho school feeding also what's order and then yer kase and again cross check Akufo-Addo na ban amanziwa yehu na how aye wo nyina no we make sure the school feeding are cover every primary school in Ghana. Please check every primary school. And as if you are oma atiye ibi wo ma refi ebia wadwin ba ye o there oh afrobo grandpa woman is born with school po no wia empeyefo mesra meka there or community or bata bi man ba nko school because onyi sika also to is banana ya ka covid in some the yenim ena the yerba a otu wiase nyinara ibika Ghana abebi wo wa no ntum ntu adwuma foka. Some government could not honor its obligation to public sector workers. You and I know that there is no single demonstration, no single protest ever against the NPP government for non-payment of public sector workers. Throughout the difficult times recommended, Aben Ejumayefo continue to enjoy their salaries, they continue to enjoy the perks of their office, they continue to get what there is due them from government. Ompe way na ope die. Now yan bambo, our security. You know, when there is peace, we take peace for granted. The absence thereof triggers some shake-up in our whole body. When you work, you close, and you are going home, and there's no problem, you take that for granted. We all know, in the past, the many headline news, robbery here, robbery there. Today, your government, in all these difficulties, has transformed our police service, has transformed our immigration service, has transformed our fire service, the prisons, and the military. And more Ghanaians have been recruited within this period than ever in the history of Ghana. Look at the police visibility we have in our country today. It's very high. I live at Abelimpe. From Parliament House to Abelimpe, I will first encounter a police visibility at the main Parliament gate, the West Wing. When I move and get to Ridge, another one. From Ridge, when I get to Kaukudi Junction, I'll get another one. Joulu, another one. Entering Abelimpe proper, I will meet two before getting to Mawako Junction, and I'll turn home. So count the number of police officers who are on motorbikes. We see it, and it gives confidence to our populace. It wasn't the case before we came into office. So nobody can tell me that this government has failed. I'm not saying this because I'm an MPP. I'm saying this as a Ghanaian because I've seen with my two eyes, and at least I can say that comparing the two, we are better. Yeah. But let me end it with this all-important point. As a political party, we've demonstrated our diversity. As a political party, we've demonstrated our inclusiveness. And we must not take it for granted. And I'll explain why we don't have to take it for granted. Many years ago, Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, they experienced some political challenges. And at the heart of those challenges was the fact that some people felt excluded from the governance of their country. Some people felt that the governance of the country was centered around a certain population. Yeah. That is not NPP. For NPP, we believe that if you rise to eminence in a party by merit and by your own industry, you get honored. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your religion. And that is why Dr. Bawumia, a Mampushi man, a Muslim, has been honored to lead this great party. Honored because of his hard work. Honored because this party gives equal opportunity. Honored because this party believes in diversity. Since 1957, when Nkrumah got us our independence, history has never recorded a Muslim rising to the level of presidency.
Yes.
History has not recorded a Muslim being given opportunity to hold the flag of any political party. The first political party to give a Muslim an opportunity to hold its flag as its flag bearer, as its leader, is NPP. And since 1992, it is only NPP that has demonstrated through inclusiveness and diversity by always looking at the South and the North combination. Edubuahini, when he was our flag bearer, had a Muslim from the North as his running mate. The only point where there was a change was in 1996 in the Great Alliance, where through that alliance, Aka from another party and our own J. Kufuor, that alliance brought a South-South combination. But soon after, we went back to our tradition, our roots. And in 2000 elections, we know our brother Aliyu Muhammad's dad, Alhaji Aliyu Muhammad, of blessed memory, was a Muslim, a Dagomba man. He was our running mate, became the vice president. And when President Akufo-Addo also had the mantle, he didn't shift from that tradition of believing that in Ghana is a country of all shades of opinion. In Ghana, we have all manner of tribes. In Ghana, we don't have a single religion. So he needed to maintain that. And he did. And today, we proved our adversaries wrong. For those who said that, oh, as for MPP, they are only using Dr. Bawumia, or they will never give a Muslim a chance. Today, we have an answer for them.
Yes.
We're proving them wrong. And they themselves have not demonstrated diversity and inclusiveness in the way they do things. They've not. But we who are ever accused, always accused, have proven that we are a national party and we believe that the country is for all of us. So for you as an MPP, the decision to give an opportunity to Dr. Bawumia alone should be a happy moment for you. Because it has redefined the party and proven that our party is for us all. It's not for one person. It's not for one tribe. And I recall that in 2012 thereabout, when I was campaigning, there was this Wache joint. I was always visiting. And look at Honoma, I'm a priwobi or friend mine on a yet to know Wache. Look at no mine. About 2 hours also, I want to say, so mine, I was in house, yeah, 2 moments. Lay also, okay, always a yabenum in Tao, Yaboto, now papa say, Mr. Bazinta, also a ye in Cremofo, Dama. And then party are watching drama and Cremofo, ampa, on any MPP. I wish there I'd be way Otasi, because I think she was only waiting for a day to see there MPP ampara the Dubiara into ende eya kroboyon eya uneyon eya nzimeyon eya sefiyon eya kutagombeyon eya guneyon eya ifafrenyon ewa MPP monkotinza enimde se iye dwumazena ndrebi boso ma wahyewe nya. Yes. It's music sana benewie you know. Za music je won nyara ani de. Me yentete yene nuanom NDC fo won sem bia obaka. Wo parliament dem wo maka che won de. Since I wo fi abanim 1 year azusunku bia motu maka de was simple. One flag bearer walking under the other one honor and wasn't enough. Kukudu. one MPs are na any what parliament na amembu no hu don one ministers are na won hu amembu no don na waka tire radio do asofofo biara mfi NDC mbayo ayeda sebe besie bi wakwa awore na beyin wa promise there Messi Dankra mezamo ati wentum wensi awoje yaba beyin foforo aba aye kura no wesi Dankra na beyin da no we be jan orutwampoa na ije awore besi beyin ni obey ya Dankra na no so we sam no wo bi so da na wo kura awore no itu Messi Dankra Kukurudu you had a beautiful wife. You promised just a studio apartment. You didn't, not even 2-bedroom apartment, a studio apartment. You could not. Another man comes. She's in a new marriage. No matter what, that new husband has been able to put up a chamber in the hall. They are managing. Then you, this ex-husband, you meet the woman at the market and say, oh, this man, he couldn't do it. What has he been able to do? I can do better. I can do better. So divorce and come again. Oje adie je oje yerusa afu nia aseno na oje noje hallelujah oje adie eje oje yerusa afu nia aseno na oje noje Jesus refresh Jesus refresh Nyaseno na oye luye tidembe yenya samu again za aseno odefo na offer no kwedi wa yini what's the 57% while was up 52% Ogudaro Kofo MPP yakaka yawo ya be yin Kukurudu Thank you very much. God bless you all.
God bless you.
That's it, Majority Leader Empowerment. Thank you so much for highlighting some of the achievements of MPP government.